So the main things we see, if we're talking about lumbar spine, the main things that we see are, well, name one. What's one of the main things we see?
Osteoporosis.
Okay, osteoporosis.
Osteoporosis.
Spondylolisthesis.
Stenosis.
Stenosis, and two more that we see frequently, actually.
Slip disc.
And Facet. Those are the ones, yes. So those are what we see most commonly. So let's start with the flexion contraindicated. So flexion contraindicated, which ones are those?
Osteoporosis.
Osteoporosis, flexion where? Neck.
In the neck. Circle.
Yes. And so if we're talking about loaded flexion. Okay, let's go. Sorry. Loaded flexion contraindicated is lumbar. And for osteoporosis, lumbar, thoracic, and cervical.
Yeah.
Right? We're not loading any of the spine in flexion.
Okay.
For osteoporosis ever.
Ever, right?
Okay.
Question about that.
Yes.
Okay, this is one question I would ask you. At what age do you assume that they have it? Because I remember you telling us there's an age where you don't lift their head, and I was wondering about that the other day. I was like, oh, they don't have any, diagnosis, but I don't feel comfortable lifting their neck.
So it's age and physical condition, and you can see. So you're hoping for women. Women are more screened than men, so you can rely on a bone density exam. It's covered by insurance every. I think it's 2 to 5 years, depending on the insurance, whether it's Kaiser or Medicare. But they should have a screening.
At what age?
I think it's over 65.
Okay. I don't know if I have even baseline or not.
Yeah, some women are here. So if you're not that old yet, and
No.
some women are here. It depends on their if they have any reason to have it earlier, right? So anorexia is another. So that's another category of osteoporosis. So we do have some anorexic clients that come through the door. They are also going to be. You're going to assume osteoporosis contraindications for somebody who's anorexic. Because you're not going to really, maybe not going to have a bone density exam, but you're going to assume that they are fragile in their bones, especially if it's been sort of chronic anorexia. Yeah. So, but yeah. So I could go on and on about osteoporosis, but basically loaded flexion throughout the spine. You're going to assume that men. So women are screened, men are not. Men over 75 assume they have osteoporosis. Yeah. So if they look really fragile, they are fragile, I guess. It's kind of, or if you're concerned, you can mention it to them. I wonder if, have you ever had this tested? That's the question. But if you're unsure, you're going to assume. And men over 75 generally, I would assume, but not a Dave Brett does not have it. And so anorexic, women who've had bone densities, men over 75, that's a good starting criteria. And then there are exceptions, of course, but you can deal with the exceptions by getting more information. Yeah. So we're not loading in flexion for any of the spine for that. We're not loading in flexion for disc dysfunction, right? So does that mean we can load in flexion if they don't have a current disc dysfunction, but they had a disc herniation 5 years ago?
So you should be careful.
Never. Herniation especially. If they've ever had a disc herniation, they will know, and they should never be doing loaded flexion.
What about like a slip disc?
A slip disc is not as severe.
Mm-hmm.
So, and sometimes discs move in and out of position a little bit, and some people are asymptomatic with that. So, if they've had one episode many years ago and they're young and fit and healthy, you can probably do some flexion loading exercises. I just wouldn't do very many, and I'd be really careful. And then the question is it necessary? So if it's not necessary, I don't go there. And we can talk about why you would want to go there. I think I would maybe do a little bit if they're young and healthy and doing it in their sport, and you want to get them stronger for that particular reason, then you might do some really controlled, yes, because you want to get them stronger. in that way too. But otherwise, any disc herniation, no matter how young and healthy they are, you are not doing loaded flexion ever. Right. So those are the loaded flexion contraindications. How about extension?
Spondylolisthesis.
Spondylolisthesis, what else?
Facet joint.
Facet joint. What else? Stenosis. Right, 3 of them for extension. And would that be extension of the whole spine?
No, you can, thoracic always.
You can almost always extend the thoracic, unless there's something going on in thoracic that we don't know about. But yes, you can extend thoracic, you can extend it. Does that mean they can't? So say the problem is, usually with those 3, we're talking about the lumbar spine. So extension higher up is necessary to keep them open. I wanted to revert one more time, to disc dysfunction. If the disc dysfunction is in the lower spine, can you flex the neck? Yes, if the disc dysfunction is in the neck, can you flex the lower spine? Yes. So it's very strategically placed, but not for osteoporosis.
So on the spondylosis, I thought we talked about this before, and that if they felt like if we put something under their pelvis and they feel okay with it, and they're not feeling pain, that it's okay, then they'll know right away if they're feeling pain that they shouldn't be doing it. Not correct?
So you're thinking of doing glute series. Can we do glute series with somebody who's extension contraindicated?
Sure.
But can you do glute series? Yeah, absolutely. You can do it. And you can do it laying on their tummy flat too, right? It's just that a lot of people don't do glute series properly, do they? What do they do instead? Arch their low back. So if you're concerned, or if you're in a class setting, you might put something underneath their belly to keep them in a little bit of a flexion, so that when they go to lift their leg up, right? If I'm flexed and I go to lift my leg, I'm going to be still in neutral. Whereas if I'm not paying attention, then a lot of people go right to the low spine. Right? It happens in standing too. So, and can I extend the upper spine of somebody who's got spondylolisthesis in their lumbar spine? Yes. Stenosis, if it's lumbar spine, I can extend the thoracic spine. The thing you want to watch is a stenosis sometimes is in the neck too. So stenosis in the neck, you really want to make sure, I do still like to extend thoracic spine, but I want to make sure that they're not flip-top heading. Their head's got to be neutral, even as they're extending the thoracic spine. So you're going to have to really be careful with those people. But in stenosis, it's the nice thing about what Majay was addressing, the nice thing about stenosis and spondylolisthesis is that if you put them in extension, they feel it right away. They feel pain right away, or glute, like they feel radiating into the glute. They feel something right away. And so you can take them out of position and the symptoms go away. And it's not that latent response of the discs. They feel fine while they're exercising with you, and then they can't get out of bed the next morning. So you really have to be more careful with the disc situations than you do with the extension situations. But if you repetitively extend somebody who's having those symptoms, they're gonna be in a lot of pain too. But if you do it once, like trying to figure out if they can do glute series flat, for example, and they have discomfort, and you adjust them so that they're not, either they're correct in their posture, or you put something under to give them support, they're not going to have a latent response. They'll be fine. So you can try and work on that thoracic extension. You go, oh, I'm feeling it, and adjust them, and they're fine. But those disc people are the ones that will not feel fine, and then not feel fine the next day. So